Yes, people. Once again, it is time for some Funko news. Now, last week was ridiculous, just out of control, absurd. Funko just dropped so many bombs last week with the London Toy Fair. They had a lot of reveals because of that event. Even though most of the reveals were actually glam shots, they weren't actually, the pop figures themselves. But still, just so much news came out last week that I reported on. And then I did do a follow-up at the beginning of my last Saturday night vlog video, which was SNV milestones. So check that out if you haven't done so. But yeah, so much news came out last week that I figured that this week would be kind of, things would be kind of slow. And that's pretty much how it is. And that's part of the reason why I decided to wait and see if there were going to be any last minute announcements for this week. But I've waited as long as I can. Nothing else has come along, so we're going to go with what we have here. So I will let you know that a lot of what I'm going to share here is basically updates to lines that have been previously announced. And then I will give you a couple of new items as well that I think are pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off here with the Jetsons, and this is coming from the Funko shop. This is something I've been doing recently to try to keep you all up to date with what is on the Funko shop, especially if it's still available. So everything you see here is still available. The three Dorbz, Rosie, then Jane and Judy, they come together. They're sold together as not a 3-pack, but I mean they are three Dorbz that come along together. So that is still available. That was released I think about 2 weeks ago or so. And then George Jetson in his spaceship. This was released just this week, and this one is still available as well. Now, these are a limited number, but I think the reason why they're not exactly flying off the shelf, so to speak, is that there hasn't really been anything new with the Jetsons in a long time. I mean, obviously the cartoon series is still rerunning, but I don't think there's been like any updates or, any movie talk around it or anything like that. So I think that the Jetsons is just not big in people's minds right now, except for like diehard fans. And also I think that some people are kind of waiting and see, because they know that what Funko's been doing with some of their lines, like with Scooby-Doo, is they'll put out the pop figures first, and then, they put out the Dorbz first, and then they put out the pop figures. So there's a chance that they're doing this with the Jetsons as well. So if that's what some people are holding off on, I kind of understand that. But me personally, I think that these are pretty good looking Dorbz. I've seen these, I've seen the three Dorbz together, and I know GiGi of GiGi's Geek Zone, she shared them in a video, and I know there's another video she has coming soon, so I won't say any more about that. You all can guess, though. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But yeah, I think they've really stepped their games up with the Dorbz, so I'm going to collect Dorbz probably more often, more than I ever thought I would. And I see that a lot of other collectors are starting to get into Dorbz more, because like I said, the designs are really stepping up. And these Dorbz rides are very nice because they don't take up a ton of space, and it's just great representations of the characters. Keeping it moving here, this is nothing new as far as me sharing Funko news, the Stranger Things line. I'm just bringing this up again here to let you all know that yes, these are showing up on store shelves. So if you really want them, you better jump on it, especially when it comes to the rare figures that are going to be out there, because this line actually has 2 chase figures, which is kind of insane to me. They actually have 2 chase figures. So they have 11, and it's pretty much like the common one, except the big difference, of course, is that she has the wig on there. I'm assuming it's a wig, because I actually only watched maybe 2 or 3 episodes of Stranger Things, and I just could not get into it. I'm not saying anything against the series, people that like it. I'm not trying to take away from you liking it, but it just didn't really grab me. And I guess it's because I'm not big on that whole like 80s sci-fi vibe that they were going for. It's just not something that really grabs my attention. And who knows, maybe I will come back around one day and actually finish up the first season. Maybe, and if I like it enough, keep on going with the series. But the other chase figure that they have is the Demogorgon, with this like crazy face or whatever, like closed up. I don't even know how to describe that, because I think at the point where I was in the season, I only got like a quick glimpse of it, not a great glimpse of what that creature actually looks like. But yeah, if you're really interested in these figures here, just be on the lookout, because they are starting to show up, and you know what's going to happen with the chase figures. So be vigilant, people. Keeping it moving here, Princess Leia, and of course, R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. I mentioned her, I think, at least once before recently. The main reason I'm bringing her up again is because this figure here, there are a lot of people that are seeking out, Princess Leia figures, especially this particular one, because I think it is the most iconic one. For a while, a lot of people were hung up on her in the golden bikini, that was so well known. But when it comes down to it, I think this is Princess Leia's most iconic look. So a lot of people want this pop figure. More of them are being produced. This is not a vaulted figure. So some of you that are really trying to get your hands on any Princess Leia pops, don't pay any crazy prices. Some flippers are trying to make it seem like, they're raising up the prices to try to make it seem like it's rare when it's really not. And Funko has already let it be known, like I said, there are more being produced. So just be patient if you want to get a Princess Leia pop. And, if you want to have it as in your collection, especially as a remembrance of Carrie Fisher. So the South Park figures, I've revealed all these before. The only reason I'm bringing them up again is that they are showing up in stores right now. Some people have already gotten their hands on them. I'm not sold on their designs. I seen Ike in a video, and I think Ike works just because he's a very simple design to begin with. Even for South Park, where all of the characters are simple, he's even more simplistic, and it's done that way on purpose in the series. So yeah, Ike looks on point just because it's kind of tough to miss with that character. Cartman, I think, looks okay. I'm still not sold on Butters. I still not sold on Mysterion. Zombie Kenny, still not quite sold. I just don't like seeing Kenny with that more squarish head as opposed to the round head. It just doesn't quite work for me. I still will lean towards the Kid Robot South Park figures. In fact, I want to get some more of those. I do have Awesemo, the medium-sized Awesemo. But yeah, and also Ubisoft, because they do have the game series, they have some South Park figures that actually look pretty cool as well. In fact, I shared all of that in my previous South Park video I did focusing on these figures, so you can go back and check that out if you haven't done so and hear my thoughts about these. But I also want to give you all a reminder, because some people didn't realize that, because there are some pictures out there of Zombie Kenny that don't show the sticker. I'm not sure why that is, but Zombie Kenny is a Hot Topic exclusive, so if you're trying to find him, that is where you will find him. Okay, so some flocked figures here. This is kind of mixing up different properties here, but some flocked figures here. I had to show this flocked beast again, which is a Hot Topic exclusive. It's actually available right now. It's in stores right now. I'm not sure if you can buy it online or not. I mean, their website is kind of constantly shifting, but you can check it out if that's the way you prefer to buy it. But I just had to share it again because, again, I gotta mention GiGi. I keep dropping her name, but she showed this off in a video, and I was like blown away by it. I really did not imagine it would look that good. Like, it is one of the best flock figures I've ever seen, and I'm not exaggerating. So yeah, you might want to check out GiGi's video. In fact, I might try to remember to link that down in the description, but if not, you can go to her channel, check it out. Like I said, I'll try to remember. But also they have a flocked Sam I Am from the Dr. Seuss line, which is going to be a Barnes & Noble exclusive. And I've said this before. I said with Barnes & Noble, BAM, they seem to get a lot of flocked exclusives. I'm not sure why that is, but maybe it is because this one here in particular is based off of books, so that does make sense in that way. But then they get some other ones that aren't based on books that are flocked as well. I'm not sure why it is that way. Who knows? But also Remy from Ratatouille. I didn't realize this at first. This was something new for me, that there's going to be a chase version of him that is actually flocked. So as far as I know, I think it's the first time I've seen a chase that is flocked. A lot of other chase figures are either metallic or glow in the dark. Glow in the dark seems especially popular lately. But this one again is going to be a flocked Remy, and that'll be a chase figure. So yeah, you're getting deja vu with some of these updates, and I just shared the Inside Out Dorbz last week of Sadness and Joy, but I did not realize they also have Bing Bong. And with Bing Bong here, you see these are not glams, and there actually are the pictures of the actual Dorbz for Joy and Sadness. I just like that same image there. But Bing Bong, not only will they have a common version of him, they do actually have a chase version as well. A lot of chase figures coming out, but you see that this one here is of him kind of fading away. And if you've seen the movie, you know what that's all about. Very very touching scene. That's all I'll say. If you haven't seen Inside Out, I don't care whether you like family movies or not. That's just a phenomenal movie. I really enjoyed it, and I need to get myself a copy of it eventually. But yeah, so if I were to happen, I mean, I would pick up any chase I see anyway, but I actually would be very happy if I came across that chase Bing Bong. That would probably, have to stay in my collection. So yeah, if you're into Inside Out, be on the lookout for these Dorbz. Not giving release dates because we know how it is with Funko's release dates. They just never seem to be solid. That's why I don't bother most of the time to really share them with you. But I will try to make it more a part of my Funko news that if, things are finally showing up in stores, to let you all know, and you can let me know what you think about that if that's something that you really would like me to stick to let you know exactly what's in stores, what is showing up. Okay, so Beauty and the Beast, I've been sharing a lot with Beauty and the Beast lately, and I have to keep on sharing more with you because there are variants of Belle that are going to be available. So they have the Dorbz figures of her, and they do have some exclusives involved as well. Now, I've already shared previously that Entertainment Earth, if you look down there in the bottom right, they have a flocked Dorbz of Beast, which is pretty cool, and that one has already been up for pre-order on their site, so you can check that out. They have the pop figures, the pocket pop figures as well, which I'm not sure if I shared those previously or not. And then, like I said, various versions of Belle, including a Kohl's exclusive, which I really don't know how I feel about pop figures going to Kohl's, because I know my Kohl's I had some footage I wanted to share with you all, and this was probably a couple of months back, of what the toy section looks like at my Kohl's. It was horrendous. I had some audio issues, that's why I didn't end up sharing it, but it was just absolutely horrendous. And I'll say some more about displaying pop figures later on, because that will be relevant to something else I'm going to share with you. But yeah, the idea of Funko products being at Kohl's makes me a little bit nervous. Not only will they be difficult to find, but just also the condition of their toy section, and that's where they end up putting the pop figures at. And then you see also here there will be a chase version of Belle, a pop figure. That one I'm not sure exactly what the outfit is based on. It looks almost like she's wearing an apron there. I'm really not sure what that's all about. I do notice that she has a book in her hand, and the Village Belle there in the upper left also has a book in her hand. And the one in the top right middle, that's her in the gown that we've been seeing for the most part with the upcoming movie, because all of these are based off the upcoming movie. It looks like she also has a key in hand there, which I'm sure that very much relates to the plot. Honestly, I can't remember 100% sure. It's been so long since I even saw, and I'm not sure if I ever saw all of the animated movie, but even the parts of it I saw were very long ago. So I'm sure some of you know exactly what's going on with all these figures. I just don't know personally because I'm not really that into the story, but I am looking forward to the live action movie though. So still here with Beauty and the Beast, and this makes it a lot easier to see what some of these variants are all about. So and I think this is what throw me off. I'm looking here in the upper right, so I think they have the doors, but the coloring is different, so that's what threw me off. But this is the Castle Grounds Belle, so I guess this is like her more relaxed sort of attire when she's just moving around the castle. So yeah, I guess that's what that's all about, but the coloring was different, so that threw me off. And the upper left there, the Castle Grounds Belle, that is a FYE exclusive. And then there in the upper left, you see that she's holding Lumiere, and that is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. And then down there in the bottom left, bottom middle, and really it's the only figure down there, we have Belle Village outfit, and that is a Walmart exclusive. Walmart's getting a lot of exclusives. I know that's going to aggravate some people, especially people that really want to get this whole line of figures. But for my friends that are really into Beauty and the Beast, I'm going to be on the lookout at my Walmarts, because my Walmarts are so. I mean, I have to kind of venture out. And when I venture out, especially towards Myrtle Beach, closer to the beach, or right at the beach, then I do come across some more exclusives. So yeah, that's probably the only reason I would seek these out, is to help out friends. And actually, I feel like I've been hunting for friends lately a lot more than myself. But I'm cool with that though, because we do look out for each other. Keeping it moving here, still on Beauty and the Beast. Okay, they have some mystery minis here, and I noticed that they're kind of in that this sort of new design that they've done with some of their mystery minis. I'm not overly crazy about it. When they're posed, that's fine, but when they're just standing there with their arms out to the side, it looks kind of weird to me. It's like they're trying to imitate an airplane or something. I don't really understand that. But all the way to the left there, you see the common set. That means you'll be able to find it in pretty much any store. And then they have exclusives at certain stores. So here in the middle, you see the Hot Topic exclusives. And the exclusives are actually sitting up there on top of the case. So you see that they have Village Belle, but not just Village Belle, her actually holding an open book in her hand. And you see how much better that looks when she's actually posed and, you know, as if she's doing something. So much better there. Same with Beast. They have the sort of angry looking version of Beast, which I think is pretty cool. And then they have Gaston in a more well, it's a different outfit. It's a more dressy type outfit that he's wearing there. And then the Walmart exclusives, I'm kind of surprised that they made Cogsworth an exclusive, but I mean, that's what they did there. And again, they have that different version of Gaston. Well, actually, I guess that version of Gaston is in all of them. So I'm really not sure why they got him sitting up there. So maybe it is just 2 exclusives per case. I'm sorry about that, to cause any confusion there. But yeah, I'm noticing that now that Gaston, I don't think he is different. So I guess it is just 2 exclusives. If I'm overlooking anything, somebody please point it out for me. But also there at Walmart, they have the wardrobe too, which is, you know, it's interesting again that they made that an exclusive. I mean, if you really want these figures, seems like Walmart is where you really need to get to find, you know, some of the best ones, or, you know, some of the more interesting characters. And then also here, and I couldn't really figure out what in the world I was looking at, that other exclusive on top of the Walmart case. So I did a little digging around to figure it out. And that is actually this character you see here pictured from, and this is from the movie. You get a close up here of Cogsworth. I'm trying to think of her name. I don't know why. I know Chip and then whatever the other character's name is. I'm sorry. Like I said, not the big Beauty and the Beast fan. So, Mrs. Potts. Excuse me. Should have known that. Mrs. Potts. Okay, and then also Lumiere. And then this other figure here. From what I read, originally the character's name was Babette. And they changed the name to Plumette for the movie. So in the movie, Plumette is the maid that becomes the, like, feather duster, basically. And I guess they gave her wings because that makes sense as far as how she's able to actually move around. So yeah, that's a better look. And I actually really like this image from the movie. Like I said, I'm very interested in seeing the movie. It's not my typical type of movie I would go to see. It seems very much like a family movie or chick flick, you know, even. But I don't know, I might grab a friend or grab like, you know, maybe take my nieces and nephews and go check that movie out. I definitely don't see myself like going by myself and sitting in the theater watching it. That seemed kind of weird to me. Well, let's keep it moving here. So Kingdom Hearts, I've given several recent updates relating to Kingdom Hearts. Still no signs at all of any of the human characters from the series. Not even Sora, who I think that's the name of the main character. I never played those games. I've seen people play them before. I've heard a lot about them, of course, because they are pretty popular. But I just wanted to give a quick update on the exclusives. Donald, yeah, I've said it like 2 times before. Donald Duck is a Hot Topic exclusive. Here's a better look at the Goofy, which is a GameStop exclusive. Do remember, though, that there will be a common Goofy as well. You can check that out in a previous Funko news. And then one I hadn't seen before here is Pete, a black and white version of Pete, which will be a Walmart exclusive. So, again, Walmart getting a lot of exclusives lately. So Mass Effect, I shared these figures before, and then to be specific, Mass Effect Andromeda, I've shared these figures before. One I think that I missed, I hadn't seen before, was the Archon or Archon, how do you pronounce the name? I'm just going to say Archon, which is a 6-inch figure. So that one I had not seen before. Pretty cool looking design. I imagine as a 6-inch figure, he would look pretty cool, especially with the cape and everything and the design of the head. It looks pretty interesting. So this here, as far as I know, everything you're seeing on the screen, this is the full first wave of Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm saying first wave. I don't know if they'll do a second, but I mean, who knows, you know, and there are exclusives involved. So you see that version of PB with the gun, that is a Target exclusive. And then Sarah Ryder Mask is a GameStop exclusive. So, and there's one more, I almost forgot. There actually is a Best Buy exclusive of Sarah Ryder as well in 7 version. So yeah, if you really want this full wave, you got to kind of move around some. It seems like I'm always picking at Hikari, and got to kind of pick at Hikari again, because just look at this. For one thing, there have been, I feel like, way too many Stormtroopers and Snowtrooper Hikari figures released lately, and this one to me, it just does not look good. I don't know exactly what they're going for here. Maybe it's sort of a rusted look, or I don't get it. It just looks like a really bad paint job to me. I mean, let me know what you think about it, but to me, I do not like the paint job on this Hikari. I think it's kind of ugly looking, just to be blunt about it. But yeah, they call it the Relic Stormtrooper, you know, whatever that's supposed to mean. To me, it just doesn't compare to some of the other ones that they've done recently. If you're gonna spend that much on a Hikari, because Hikaris do cost as much as around $80, if you're gonna pay that much for one of those, to me, you got to get one that looks just amazing. And this, to me, doesn't quite cut it. They limited to 500 pieces. Who cares? If it doesn't look good, then so what, you know? So even though I pick at Hikari figures, there's another one that's been revealed, and wow, that's all I can say, just wow. Now, I still don't think this would be like right for my collection, because I'm not that big on Power Rangers, and really not that big on Hikari. But yeah, if you're into Power Rangers, this one I think is going to be hugely popular. A lot of people are going to be seeking this one out. As a matter of fact, I've already seen some of the buzz online. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it in comment threads and other places. Yeah, I think this one, even though it's limited to 1,500 pieces, doesn't sound so bad. But with the movie on the way and so much Power Rangers hype, I think this is probably one of the smartest Hikari figures that has been probably ever made. And yeah, I think this one is going to sell out. Yeah, so if you're interested in this one, just be vigilant, because I think this one is really going to move. So Twin Peaks, I shared the Twin Peaks figures. I've already shared the full line before, except for the giant, the Chase figure there. I didn't follow Twin Peaks. I really don't know what the characters are all about. I'm assuming that Leland Palmer has like more than one look to him in this series, and that's why they say the or there, Leland Palmer or the giant. So, and I think I did see some images of the actor, and it looks like the same actor. So I really don't know the whole story behind that. If you're a big Twin Peaks fan, though, just know that the giant is a Chase figure. Now, the Laura Palmer I shared before, and I didn't really think much of it. And but Collecting Plastic let me know that there's been some controversy, and I did, follow it up online and check it out. And I see that some people are upset about this figure. And this is where I want to talk quickly about displaying Funko Pops. Stores have got to do better with it. Now, for one, this Laura Palmer figure, I can see why some people are upset, because it is a dead woman, wrapped up in plastic. And, she's not clothed, but I mean, obviously they got that all worked out where you don't see anything. But still, stores, certain figures should just not be displayed in certain areas. Like, I've seen some of the slashers, like Leatherface and Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, like at eye level for kids in stores. And it's because too many stores still have this attitude that Funko products are toys, and they're really not. They are collectibles. And I wish that more stores would recognize the difference and stop putting these pop figures down where kids can easily get their hands on them and just destroy the boxes and then put them back on the shelf. And I've seen that so often. As a matter of fact, I have some videos that some video and some images and some pictures that I took recently from going out hunting. And I'm going to put that all together in a couple of days, and I will have a video to show you just some of the things that I see in my area. But I definitely see a lot of box damage, and I know a lot of that comes from pop figures being displayed as if they're toys, but they are not. So parents that are upset about the Laura Palmer figure, I can understand that, and I do feel like maybe it needs to be either like an online exclusive, or maybe just sell it online, or only sell it in certain stores, and even in those stores put it up out of reach of kids. That to me should just be obvious. And yeah, like I said, I can't say enough about that. Stores just got to get in their mind that these are collectibles, not toys. So stop putting them where kids can grab them and ruin the boxes. So Poison Ivy, this one kind of came out of nowhere, and really not much information on it. I know this Poison Ivy figure here on the left is a Hot Topic exclusive. The logo to me, now maybe I'm wrong, but the logo to me, it almost reminded me of Batman Forever. But then I took a closer look and I'm like, no, I think that is like the current series that's going on, and the design kind of makes me think this is more like her currently in the comics. But yeah, it kind of scared me for a moment, because I was like, I know that's not Batman Forever, but yeah, I think it is based off of just the current comics. So the design, I don't really know. You know, I was talking about this with friends about those lines on her face. I'm not so crazy about them. Maybe I think they would look better if they actually connected more. Like, you see how if you look at the vines there on the left, because I'm assuming these are like vines, they don't look like they're coming like from beneath her hair. It just looks like it's just there. So that's why it doesn't quite look right to me. If it looked like it was sort of like wrapping around, coming from out of the side of her hair, like, you know, from beneath her hair or whatever, I think that will look better. But as is, it just doesn't quite look right. It looks like weird tattoos, basically. So doesn't quite work. The outfit, I think, looks pretty good. Her hair, I think, looks pretty good. But those lines on her face are just kind of distracting. I still think that this figure looks better than the Arkham Poison Ivy, which I was never really crazy about that design. It just didn't do it for me. It made her look too much like a mutant or something, and it just didn't work. The animated series Poison Ivy, I think, was really on point. That's the one that, when I think of Poison Ivy, that's the main one that comes to my mind, just being such a fan of that series still, you know. But so this one, this Hot Top exclusive, I don't know. I'd have to see it up close to see what the paint job really looks like, and hopefully it'll be a good paint job, because Hot Topic has been getting some really rough paint jobs lately. So, I know you're freaking out, people. Celebrate. Yes. Specialty series Minion Dorbz. Aren't you all just hot? Oh, you're not hyped? You don't care? Well, yeah, I don't either. I mean, yeah, this is kind of cute, but really, specialty series, what's special about this? I mean, I hate to put down the Minions, but no, this is just such a weird choice for me for the specialty series, especially since they've had so many awesome comic book related figures in the specialty series. Like, why put a Minion into the mix? I don't get that. So remember, with the specialty series, they always reveal, though, a Dorbz and a Pop. And as far as the Pop that was revealed is concerned, money like that. Yes, absolutely yes. Gotta have this one. Gotta pick it up for friends as well. I'm definitely gonna do that. You know, help out my friends that aren't able to get their hands on specialty series figures, because they are basically exclusive to comic book shops, and I mean, you'll find them online some places as well. But for me, I got some from a local seller, and yeah, that's how I got my hands on Emma Frost. And as a matter of fact, I may share that with you in that upcoming video about how that went with me getting the Emma Frost Pop figures, because I didn't get just one. I looked out for friends as well, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to look out for a couple of friends when it comes to this Iceman Pop figure as well. I'm probably going to try to get my hands on every one of them that I can, you know, because I really want to look out for friends, and I may even want to have two of these for myself. One to keep in box, one to display out of box. And I hope that the actual figure in hand lives up to this image, because man, it looks incredible. It really looks incredible. Gotta give an alert here. Some of you might want to go ahead and click out of this video, just because I'm going to give spoilers for the upcoming Smuggler's Bounty box, which does focus on Star Wars Rebels. Now, if you've ordered your box, you already know at least one of the figures that's going to be in there. It's kind of impossible to avoid, because Funko has shared it on the actual Smuggler's Bounty site, in social media. It's been on Facebook and Twitter and all of that, so it's almost unavoidable to see one of the figures. But I'm going to share something else that will be in the box as well. So again, spoiler alert, fair warning here. If you don't want to know what else is going to be in the box, go ahead and click out, and I appreciate you watching up to this point. Okay, for those of you still with me, let me go ahead and move on here. So the figure that Funko has been proudly displaying, which they rightfully, you know, can proudly display this figure, is Darth Maul, because wow, that's an incredible Darth Maul figure. It almost makes me wish that I did collect Star Wars, but I'm just not enough of a fan to you know, collect those figures. I just know that I wouldn't end up hanging on to them, because it's not really my fandom, you know, even though I do watch the Star Wars movies, but I mean, that's about it. But yeah, I think that is an incredible design of Darth Maul, you know, based off of his appearance in Star Wars Rebels. So let me go ahead and move on to, again, I hope that people that don't want spoilers have checked out at this point. Let me go ahead and move on to the other figure, the other Pop figure that will be in the box. And by the way, you Smuggler's Bounty Star Wars people, you're just so spoiled, constantly getting more than one figure. So you look at this image here, and you kind of scan around. Maybe it's not jumping out at you right now, but if you pay attention to the stickers, then it should jump out to you that yes, there is Captain Rex. Now, I don't know this character because I've never watched Star Wars Rebels at all, but I'm assuming that Captain Rex is kind of a popular character. I mean, I see him front and center here amongst those other characters. So yeah, if you're really into that character, then he's going to be in hand pretty soon for you if you are getting that Smuggler's Bounty box. And I really feel, I don't see why anybody who's a fan of Star Wars Rebels wouldn't get this box. I mean, Darth Maul alone, to me, makes it worth it, you know. So yeah, people that get the Smuggler's Bounty and really enjoy it, they're just so spoiled. I can't even say that enough. And I feel like the other boxes just really need to step it up still. So yeah, even though it wasn't a ton of new announcements this week, I still kind of wanted to elaborate on certain things, and I hope you appreciated, you know, my ramblings and my thoughts there. And like I said, again, forgive me when I get tripped up sometimes with properties that I'm not super familiar with. I try to do my best. I try to do my research, but yeah, there's always going to be some figures based off of properties that I just don't know very well. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share. And definitely make sure you share, definitely make sure that you like the video, definitely make sure you comment. Like, do all of this, because that'll let me know whether or not I need to keep doing Funko news on a weekly basis. I know there's going to be some slow weeks, so that's why I really need your feedback and your support to let me know, is it worthwhile to do Funko news on a weekly basis? Do you like it as a weekly feature? Really need some feedback on that, you know, because these videos, they do require a lot of work, a lot of research, a lot of finding images, different places and everything, and putting this all together for you, and kind of, you know, putting my thoughts together as well. So I just want to know from you all if it's worthwhile. If you say it's worthwhile, you show that support, especially if you like, comment, share, then I'm going to keep it moving for you all. I will put in the work. But yeah, definitely waiting to hear your feedback. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Super Bowl weekend. You know, for those of you watching this immediately, and you all take care. Till next time.